Season 14 of the Gatorade Cup Series continues on as we're back at the Daytona National Speedway for the running of the Gatorade Duels at Daytona. Two duels split with 21 drivers in each. The first duel to determine the inside lane for the Daytona 500 starting lineup, and the second duel to determine the outside lane for the Daytona 500 starting lineup. And no one locked into the front row, which means the winners of the duels will start on the front row for the Great American Race, which means everyone will be gunning for the race victory here in these duels. 12 laps apiece for these Gatorade duels, and we'll see which of the 21 drivers in each will come out on top to claim victory in their Gatorade duel. Evan Hunter on pole in the 11 for today's duel race. Who's outside in second, the 16 of Riley Sampson. Then in third place, it's Riley Spurgeon. Luke Rennie will start in fourth, and rounding out the top five, it's Keyshawn Richardson in the 43. Starting in sixth place, we have Max Anderson. In seventh, it's Max Rossi. Noah Clifton starts in eighth. In ninth, it's Derek Hamill, and Jordan Stout in the 17 rounds out the top 10. Back by them in 12th, Marshall Broad, who's inside 11th, Malachi Rodriguez. Then there's Conrad Evans in the 95 and the 32 of Ryan Wilson, along with Griffin Lynn, the 36, and the 34 of Bronson Minnick. Then there's Jay Rando, who's inside teammate Code Luigi. Then Diego Yepez and Ross McMorrola. And rounding out the field, Zachary DeLello in the 52, the final driver in the first Gatorade duel at Daytona. We know the 21 drivers in this first duel. We'll see which of these 21 will start on pole for the Great American Race. Let's go down to trackside to fire the cars up for Gatorade duel number 1 for Season 14.
Drivers, start your engines!
There roll off the 21 cars to do battle in Gatorade duel number 1 here in Season 14 of the Gatorade Cup Series. The duel to determine the inside row for the starting lineup for the Great American Race, the 14th Daytona 500. This will determine the inside lane and will determine the pole sitter for the 14th Daytona 500. Which of these 21 will start on pole for the 500? We'll have 12 laps to figure it out. They're always crazy. And with it being such a short race, it's going to be even crazier. Evan Hunter, Riley Sampson are the front row. The pace car can make the left-hand turn into pit road. Hunter now has the field in his hands as he comes down to take the green flag. Into the travel, into the restart zone. Green flag, and they were racing in Gatorade duel number 1 at Daytona. Already some three wide further back in the pack at the front, side by side for the race lead. Riley Spurgeon to the inside, Evan Hunter. Sampson tries to get down to the middle and then the bottom, but the number 20 Max Rossi fills the inside lane. Hunter falls back to seconds. They race off forward for the first time in this dual race. Spurgeon stays out in front. Hunter to the middle, Rossi to the bottom. Riley Spurgeon leads the first lap of Gatorade duel number 1. Rossi up to second, push for Malachi Rodriguez. They now look out the 8 of Riley Spurgeon. Malachi to the inside, the number 3, as he goes 3 wide to the inside for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Malachi Rodriguez takes it away, bringing Bronson Minnick in the 34 up to second, also in the inside lane. Malachi slides up, gives the bomb to Bronson. Now Bronson's going to move up to the top, give the 10 car the bottom lane. Has up from Zachary DeLello, and the number 52 started last in this race. So already, drivers that start towards the back of this duel has shuffled forward, not even 2 laps in. The number 52 started back in 21st, the last place starting spot. Well, here he is now up to 3rd, Zachary DeLello, moving forward in that 52 car, pushing the 10 who goes to the inside for the lead on Malachi Rodriguez as they battle back to the start finish line. Malachi leads the second lap of Gatorade duel number 1. Ross McMorrola to the inside for the lead. Has help from the number 95 of Conrad Evans, 43 Keyshawn Richardson, 15 Derek Hamill, 13 Yepez, all coming on this inside lane. The number 10 clears and leads along with Conrad Evans. They slide up to the top side, giving the bomb to Keyshawn Richardson. DeLello went up to the top, now looking to shoot back to the middle to try and get back down low as quick as possible. It looks like DeLello going to be caught in the middle lane because of that, as the front two try to get down, but Evans not quite clear of Keyshawn Richardson, who forces to the inside, and Keyshawn now for second on that number 95 of Conrad Evans. A Close call there on lap number 3. If Evans came down just a little bit lower, that would have been a crash. Now Keyshawn Richardson cleared in second. 3 wide for third. Comes Yepes to the bottom. Heads up for the number 36 of Griffin Lynn, our Season 6 champion of the series. Right behind Lynn comes Jay Rando, who lost the championship last season in heartbreaking fashion. Looking to get it done this season. And in that number 53, Del Ford, looking to try and get up towards the front. His teammate Cole Luigi right behind him for the Season 5 champion of the series. As Keyshawn Richardson wants the lead from the number 10. 43 to the inside, has no help behind him. All the help went top with the number 10. But now Keyshawn's starting to get a little bit of a push from the number 53 of Jay Randall and the 54 of Cole Luigi. As they enter the tri-oval, everyone trying to stay with each other in the bottom lane. It'll be a drag race for the 4th lap lead. It looks like the number 10 on the outside got that one as well. And Randall Cece wants to go to the inside and get the lead himself. 3 wide to turn number 1 for Jay Randall and Cole Luigi. The 2 brick wear cars moving on the inside. Ryan Wilson, the 32 on the inside, 21 Marshall Burrow. All moving forward on the inside lanes. They race off 2. Randall gonna shut the door high in the number 10 of Ross McMarola. And now to the inside comes Cole Luigi for the lead on his teammate Jay Rando. Side by side. Wilson, the push for Cole Luigi. Burl, Anderson also there. Derek Himmel, Luke Rainey. Then you have Evan Hunter start on pole, Riley Sampson start second. They're at the back, but on the bottom row as we're nearing the midpoint of this race. Side by side, Cole Luigi led that one. Ryan Wilson got to the inside. Now here comes the number 21 of Marshall Burl, going for the lead in turns 1 and 2. And can't get low on Ryan Wilson, who slams the door shut. 32 keeps the lead for now, but has 2 Penske-affiliated cars right behind him, with Marshall Burl from the Wood Brothers and the number 12 Max Anderson from Penske. But Anderson leaves Marshall Burl out, trying to get with his own teammate Luke Rennie, the number 2. They actually sold Burl with the number 12 making the move, so Burl falls off the back of Ryan Wilson. And now Wilson has the 2 Penske cars behind him with Max Anderson and Luke Rainey. They might team up and start working together to get up to that number 32 of Wilson. Evan Hunter and Riley Sampson coming back forward as we're here at the midpoint. 6 laps down, 6 laps to go. Ryan Wilson leads the way, but if you think about Evan Hunter and Riley Sampson started on the front row of this Gatorade duel, it took them half the race to get from the front to the back to the front again. So if that same timing and that same cycle happens in the second half, they could be in it right at the end with the right timing to try and get it done. Hunter moves up behind Ryan Wilson. Sampson abandons to the bottom lane. But now Hunter looks to shoot the middle and trying to clear the 16 while doing it. Is he clear of Sampson? He's not. It's 3 wide to the bottom lane for the number 16 of Sampson. Has up for Max Rossi and Zach DeLello. Riley's Spiritual leader at the first lap coming back. Keyshawn Richardson also there. Jordan Stout, the 17, also there. First time we've called Stout's name all race long, but here he is. And now to the inside for the lead comes Max Rossi. Has up once again from 21st place starter, Zachary DeLello, who looks after the lead in turns 1 and 2. DeLello for the lead in the number 52. Clifton got forced middle in the double zero with Max Anderson. They're in the circle hole, going backwards. And DeLello leads off 2. Spurlow to the inside, the number 8. 43 Keyshawn Richardson. 17 Jordan Stout. 21 Marshall Burrow. Bronson Mick in the 34. They'll be 3 wide for the lead. Richardson in the number 43 to the inside, trying to take it away. Back around to 4 laps to go this time by. As mentioned, these are quick dual races, 12 laps apiece, which means there's not much time if you're at the back of the field right now to get back up to the front. Just 4 laps to go at Daytona in the first dual race. Remember, the winner starts on pole for the Great American Race. Burl trying to take it from Stout, but Stout able to keep it out in front of the number 17. Minnick on the inside. Evans also there. Malachi Rodriguez and Diego Yepes are lined up for the 3 and the 13 on the bottom lane. Burl looking for a run, but it's 3 Fords lined up on the top. Will he try and separate and lead those 3 Fords? So far, no. So far, they're staying in line. They'll have to leave Bronson Mick, who gets forced to the outside. But the 21 staying right with the 17 for now. Burl not leaving Stout, but can't really get to him at this stage in the race. And that 21 Burl, he looks like he might be the weak link out here, as he's not having, right now, he's having a tough time getting up to that number 17, but 3 to go. They're starting to force their way in. Rodriguez barely got inside the 21 and kept his nose in there. If Burl could come down, that would have been a crash. Cole Luigi there in the number 54 coming low. Max Rossi, Keyshawn Richardson just got low from the middle lane. It's all kicking off in Gatorade Duel number 1, coming back to 2 laps to go this time by. Can they catch Jordan Stout's the big question. Rodriguez and Luigi going to try it right here. 3 getting a nice boost from the 54, getting up close to him, about 200 miles an hour to turns 3 and 4. Keyshawn Richards had one of the faster cars in this duel. He's up now for third on the inside. Derek Hamill, haven't really mentioned him at the front, but he's coming up in that number 15. And we have just 2 laps to go. 5 miles left. Rodriguez staying with Stout for now. But can Keyshawn give the push he needs to that 3 to make a move? So far, no. Off into turns 1 and 2, 3 wide for fourth. 3 cars break away. Stout, Rodriguez, Richardson, 4th place Rando, 5th place Mick Marola. As here comes Richardson for second. That's only stalling. 2nd and 3rd place out. Stout able to stay clear for now. Rodriguez pushing clear in the number 3. It's going to come down to the last 2.5 miles to win this dual race. Can anyone find a way by this number 17? Stout got the lead, has held it since. We'll see, does anyone have a challenge? Rodriguez looking half a lane lower, but can't get the run. White flag one more time around Daytona. Stout, Rodriguez, 1st and 2nd. Luke Rainey, 3 wide for 3rd. Hunter, where is he going? The 11. He'll go with Luke. But if the front 2 don't get side by side, 3rd on back's not going to have a shot at it. Off 2 for the final time. Can Rodriguez find some sort of run? No one there to really give him the run to get up to that number 17. Having to stay behind him for now. Jordan Stout leads to turns 3 and 4 for the final time. No run formed behind Jordan Stout. He got the lead. He's held it since. He's dominated out in front here in the duel. As they come off 4 for the final time, Rodriguez going to look out to the bottom, but it's a little bit too late. Jordan Stout wins Gatorade number 1. He'll start on pole for the Daytona 500. That was amazing for Jordan Stout and that number 17. He could not have done that better really at all. He did the perfect things whenever he got out in front. He held the lead, and no one could find a way to team up to get by that number 17 once he got out front. Jordan Stout might have a car to beat for the Daytona 500. He could possibly be the 500 champion at the end of that race. Let's take a look at how they finished in Gatorade Duel number 1. Jordan Stout, the victor over Malachi Rodriguez, and stay behind him for the final 2.5 laps. Rodriguez ends up in 2nd. Evan Hunter, who started on pole in this race, 3rd place. Not too bad. He'll still be starting 5th in the 500. Marshall Brown's up in 4th, and Luke Rainey rounds out the top 5 of the finishers. Max Aronson, Ross McMarola, Griffin Lynn, Riley Sampson, Zachary DeLello, the top 10. Wilson, Rossi, Luigi, Richardson, Minnick, Randall Spurleytube, Evans, Clifton, Yepez, and Derek Hamill round out the first dual finishers here at Daytona. That was our first crazy dual race, and we'll see how the second 12-lap race does, as a lot big names in this next duel. We'll see who starts on the outside of the front row for the Great American Race. After that first unpredictable duel, we're back for the second 12-lap race here at Daytona. Gatorade Duel number 2, the duel to set the outside lane for the start of the 14th Daytona 500. And at the front of the field, a lot of rookies to the Gatorade Cup Series coming to take the green flag at the front for this Gatorade Duel number 2. Chris Jericho, the 18, rookie to the Gatorade Cup Series on pole 2's outside. Another rookie, Laura Chung in the 66. Then in 3rd place, it's Anthony Hernandez. In 4th, it's Sebastian Kukulon. And rounding out the top 5, Samet Oskin in that number 6. Starting in 6th place, another rookie, Ferret Longwell. In 7th, we have Jonathan Beeford. Brandon Beal starts in 8th. In 9th place, it's Bigby Ruiz. And Keegan Thompson rounds at the top 10 in the 41. Back in 11th, it's Levi Jones, the Season 9 champion. In 12th, we have Andrew Miller. Then in 13th, Jake Gowie, Target Series champion. Eli Bright, champion just a few seasons ago, starts in 14th. And rounding out the top 15, Zachary Fitzhar Sr. has been around for a long time in the Gatorade Cup Series. He's back once again to drive in the final season. Jeff Price, who's outside in 16th, the Season 2 champion. In 17th, it's Anson and Charbois. Then we have Harrison Reed in 18th, Jose Mills in 19th, Justin Adele in 20th, and rounding out the field 21st, our Clash winner, TJ Hanley in the 22, looking to win his dual race to go for the Daytona sweep. It's going to be very, very hard, the Speed Week sweep, but it is possible for TJ Hanley, the only one in the field, to try and get it done here today at Daytona. Well, it's time to get the 12 laps underway. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the second Gatorade Duel.
Drivers, start your engines.
21 cars fire their engines for the second dual race of the day here at Daytona. Another 12-lap race, and we saw how fast it went in the first Gatorade duel. So this duel going to go just as fast, which means these drivers got to be aggressive to get it done. And something else to watch for: all 400 Motorsports cars in this duel. Will they try and team up and make it to the end all together? We're gonna find out. Can one of those four get it done? If you think about it, they have a fifth of the field just about. So we'll see if one of those four can get it done. 3 of the SHR cars also here. Obviously, you have 2 Joe Gibbs racing cars also in the field. So we'll see who gets it done. Pace car to pit road. Chris Jericho in the 18. Laura Chung in the 66 are the front row. Then Hernandez, Kukulan, and Ozga in the front 5. Green flag for the second Gatorade dual race of the day. On that start, looks like Hernandez got a better start in the 48, but Jericho up for the gear is better, keeps the lead. Buford 3 wide to the bottom of Ozgen and the 40 of Hernandez, leaving Hernandez out to dry on the top. Jericho leads by a few car lengths off turn number 4 for the first time. Buford pushed up to second by Ruiz, who now switches out to the bottom lane. Chris Jericho leads the first lap of his Gatorade duel. Ruiz now for second. Levi Shones with him in the 4. Now Shones looking out. Looks like Ruiz has enough for a run to keep it out in front of that number 4 and get right to the back bumper of the 18 of Jericho as they work through 1 and 2. Ruiz now in the back, 4 or 5 cars trying to get clear in single file. We'll see who makes the move first out of these 4 that get up to the top. Ruiz looking. Shones might go with him. Ruiz steps out. Shones doesn't go. Jake Galloway will go in that number 19. So 37-19 on the bottom. And now it's Ruiz for the lead at Daytona. Jake Galloway with him in the number 19, pushing that 37 clear out in front. Eli Bright, that number 88, moving. Ferret Longwell with him. Now Longwell looks to step out and leave that number 88. Galloway wants the lead from Ruiz, who leads the second lap. But Galloway threw it to the bottom, trying to get down that number 19. Longwell, Thompson on the bottom. Jose Mills, and there's TJ Hanley started last in this race. It's been a little bit slower than what we saw out of Zachary DeLello, but Hanley working up nicely inside the top 10 on lap number 3. By the end of this lap, he could be inside the top 5, maybe even top 3. Galloway leads. He moves up Longwell to the bottom for the race. He has up from Thompson. Some big names back behind him. Longwell, the rookie, leads into turns 3 and 4. 62 now out in front of Gatorade duel number 2. Thompson up to second. And that number 41 for Stuart Haas Racing. Number 47, both JTG Doherty cars are in this field. They're right now side by side with Mills on the inside, Ruiz on the middle lane. Longwell led that lap. Thompson now, and here comes Jose Mills, 3 wide for this pack, 3 wide, 7 rows deep. Jose Mills to the lead. TJ Hanley started last in this duel, but here he is, up to second on the inside. It took him just 3 laps. He's inside the top 3, and by the end of lap 4, he might be the race leader, because here he comes 3 wide to the bottom, heads up from a familiar friend, Sebastian Kukulan, pushing the 22 to the inside and by. Brandon Beal for SHR is there. Justin Zidell, his teammate Kukulan to second. Zidell, who also started towards the back, now up to 4th. So the Chip Ganassi cars working nicely so far in this duel. Hanley leads. Kukulan steps out side by side to lead the 4th lap. Give it to Hanley on the outside from last starting spot. Now Kukulan to the middle as Brandon Beal forces low. Zidell looks to maybe go middle with Kukulan, but thinks better of it, knowing that it won't work out. He'll just push Brandon Beal by and try and get the lead himself. Andrew Miller in the 38 hasn't raced much in the Gatorade Cup Series, but in its final season, he's back in action in the Gatorade Cup Series, is now second on the inside lane, pushing Zidell. He's actually going to leave Zidell so that one goes up to the middle, trying to side draft. Beal might be clear. He's going to get down barely in front of the 1 and then the 38. Great move by Beal to get down line and lead this race. Anderson Reed up to 3rd in the 77. Baby Rose back up to 4th, and Jonathan Buford back up for the top 5 with Samet Oskin and Jeff Bright with them. Now Miller for the lead on Beal. Side by side, Brandon Beal's going to lead the lap in the number 14. Andrew Miller to the inside. Wants it himself, but Ruiz wants it even more. 3 wide. Jonathan Buford pushing him by. Jeff Bright shuffled to the middle by Anton and Charles Bois. Toyota right behind him, Chris Jericho. Ruiz and Buford, 1-2, they move up. Smith Oskin going for that second spot. Buford looking, maybe trying to pull out, and that number 37 has a slight run, over 200 miles an hour, racing off to turns 3 and 4. Can Buford clear Oskin? Yes, he can! Right down front of that 6th car. Jericho, the pole sitter for the duel, up to 4th, and has a nice run going to the 6, 200 miles an hour in the middle of the corner. Charles Bois immediately gets down to the bottom in front of Jeff Brent, the 9. Jericho's going to push Oskin for 2nd, and that's going to be for the lead because Buford steps out 3 wide. Close moves there. Oskin to the inside, both the 37 and the 24. Buford leads Ruiz. Look at the run they have on the bottom. Over 200 miles an hour, racing off into the corners. 200 cars lined up. It's Jeff Brent and Hernandez. Front 4 get clear in single file. Jericho, the pole sitter for the duel, wants the lead of this race just after the midpoint. His nearest help, Hernandez and Fitzwater, they're a good ways back. But here comes Jeff Bright to get down for Hernandez. Maybe it's oh so close. He won't. Hernandez gets back to the inside of the 48. These guys racing very aggressive in this duel. They want all the track position they can get because they know how important it is. They saw what Stout did at the end of his duel. Can one of these drivers try and do that same thing? 5 laps to go at Daytona. Here comes Fitzwater, 3 wide out. That's for 2nd. Levi Jones, Kukulon with them. Jericho trying to keep the lead in the number 18. Fitzwater's been around for a long time in the Gatorade Cup Series, all the way since season number 1. Hasn't raced every season, hasn't raced every race, but he's raced a good bit in the Gatorade Cup Series, and he'll be here for its final season. He moves up to 2nd. Kukulon looking for 3rd on Levi Jones. His teammate Zidell pushing him by, so those CGR cars looking pretty good right now in the inside lane, with Ferret Longwell, who's had a good car in this duel, moving up nicely. Oskin looked to get to the bottom, but the 9 of Jeff Bright was there. Nearly a collision caused because of that. Fitzwater, another swerving around, trying to get some draft and trying to get out of the draft. 4 laps to go at Daytona. Here comes Kukulon. He's low on Fitzwater. Zidell doesn't go with them. It'll be Longwell to go with them. I can't believe Zidell didn't go with his teammate there. That was a really good move out of Kukulon, but Zidell just didn't do it. Miscommunication or something right there. Kukulon moves up. Here comes Fitzwater. He's going to get back clear of the 62, so now he'll be the pusher to Kukulon as they try and run down Chris Jericho on the 18. Back around to 3 to go at the line. Eli Bright coming up at the end. Keegan Thompson's good friend right behind him. Thompson's teammate Brandon Beal. How about TJ Hanley still in it to win it? Fitzwater for 2nd. All this is doing, helping Chris Jericho keep that lead in the 18. 3 laps to go at Daytona. Gatorade duel number 2 come down to the end. How about Eli Bright getting abandoned by Thompson, who moves to the inside. He wants to just go with his teammate Beal. Wants to make an SHR car to win. He didn't want to push a 100 car to victory lane. Off 2 down the back straightaway. Jericho leads. Fitzwater now to 2nd. The battle is on for 3rd. Brandon Beal might leave Keegan Thompson. I think he's going to. He got to the inside. Hanley also left by Harrison Reed. Front 2 get away. The lead they have a few car lengths over the 3-wide battle for 3rd. Some of the best dual racers like Anson and Charles Bois and Jonathan Buford, they're kind of left out towards the back. Buford on the inside starting to come up, but it might be too late for the number 24. He's won so many of these, he's trying to do another one, but it's Chris Jericho, his old ride from last season, leading it with 2 to go. But Fitzwater right there. Fitzwater might have some help now from Brandon Beal, the 14, getting a nice run onto the front 2, and then he'll have friends come with him like Harrison Reed, Baby Rose, and Jeff Wright and others. They race off 2 and down the back straightaway. This could be enough of a run for Fitzwater to pull out right here. Nice run going, but Beal takes his run. But if it stays, it'd be a nice run going to Chris Jericho. Reed shoves down to the bottom in front of Ruiz. Might try and push Brandon Beal to the lead. Jeff Bright filters down to the inside in front of the 66 of Chung as we're coming around to the white flag in Gatorade duel number 2. Chris Jericho, the rookie, leads for Joe Gibbs Racing, but the whole Hornets nest behind him. White flag last lap. Chevrolet's coming, but they're going to be 3 wide. Ruiz leaves. Reed doesn't want to push him, but it's only slowing them down for 2nd place. Baby Ruiz trying to get clear, and then maybe have Jeff Bright or Jonathan Buford help him out. Off 2 down the back for the final time. It's Jericho leading by a few car lengths. Ruiz trying to get to him in the 37. He has a slight run. Buford's going to leave his teammate Jeff Bright, trying to get to the 37 to help him out, but so far, no one has anything for Jericho into turns 3 and 4. Chris Jericho leads. Ruiz has a slight run coming to him as they race off 4 for the final time. Just how it happened in Gatorade duel number 1, it happens in duel number 2. The leader at the end holds on to win. Chris Jericho dominates the duel and wins at Daytona. from pole position in his duel. No one could challenge Jericho once he got back out in front with about 5 to go. And car number 18 will start second place in the 14th Daytona 500. So he starts first in the duel, and he wins the duel, just showing the speed of that 18 car. You have to think that the 18 and the 17, after how they got out front in order to hold the lead, they are going to be some tough cars to beat come the Daytona 500 for season 14. So take a look at where the 21 cars finished. Jericho obviously with the win. Bibi Ruiz ends up in second. John Speedford called his name out towards the end there. Driver who's done really good in duels over the past, third place, so another top 3 in a duel for Jonathan Buford. Jake Galway, Jericho's teammate, moves up to finish in 4th, so good day for Joe Gibbs Racing in that aspect in this duel, and Andrew Miller rounds out the top 5. Anton Charbon, another good duel runner, ends up in 6th. TJ Henley could have had a shot maybe at the end, but got shuffled high. He ends up in 7th, and his Speed Week sweep will not happen. He's just trying to focus now on winning his 3rd Daytona 500. Hernandez, Jeff Bright, Fitzwater round out the top 10. Then you have Reed, you have Oskin, along with Kukulon, Beal, Chung, Shones, Thompson, Bright, Zidell, Longwell, and Mills rounding out the field. But if you're any one of these 21 guys, you might be happy if you finish a little bit poorer, because if you don't get the win in this duel, which is obviously what everyone wants, you might want to start towards the back of the Daytona 500 starting grid, because these drivers are going to be starting on the outside lane, which means the quicker you get down to the bottom, maybe the better to try and get out front in case an early crash happens in the season 14 Daytona 500. 2 crazy Gatorade duel races. We had a crazy Busch Clash also at Daytona. It's all leading up to the final Daytona 500, the 14th Daytona 500. We'll see which of the 42 drivers in the field can try and bring home glory. Can maybe TJ Henley do it for a 3rd time? Will we get a new Daytona 500 winner? Tune in to the Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500 to see who gets it done at Daytona. I'll see you guys then.